Hey, Eli here. Today I want to give you a real quick overview on how I retouch my wedding images that I deliver. I retouch them in Evoto AI after using facial recognition in Lightroom to select the ones that I want to use. Evoto AI is a software that's free to use and play with until you export, so I want to isolate only the ones that I need to export, so mainly the bride and groom, and in this example, my friends. And yeah, so I'm going to show you how I use it. I do have a coupon code down below to save 5%, and then you get 30 free credits as well. So you can test it out and export them and just see what it looks like. But like I said, you can just use the software, play with it. It's free to play with before you export. So I isolated the images in this gallery. I am delivering, let's see, with black and whites, usually black and whites are duplicates, 1,963 images. And what I did is I went in and I did facial recognition just to mainly start the bulk isolation of the photos of the bride. She has a lot of sisters, so it was a little challenging because they do look very similar according to Lightroom. So anyway, Kate here, we've isolated her, and then I went through and I made them all 5 stars, and then I kind of went through and I just added some more to the gallery. And so I have everything that's exporting equal to 3, and then everything that I want to retouch after equal to 5. So I'm going to retouch JPEGs. So what I do is export the whole gallery, and then I import them into Evoto, and then I can come down here to rating and select rating, and then I select 5 stars or more, and I had 466 images. And then after I'm done with this, I can also go in if I needed to and isolate a few other images. But I'm going to show you what I use this for. Mainly it's stray hairs and a little bit of blemish removal. This software is really good for, I mean, it's good for a lot of things. It's crazy how much you can do with this software. But I'm just going to kind of touch the surface. I do have another video that's more in depth that kind of talks more for like headshots and things like that. That's mainly what I started using this for. But like I said, you pay per image you export, so I wanted to isolate it just to the ones that I really thought were necessary. So stray hairs being number 1. So we have up here on the panel, male, female, child, senior, all, or individual. So individual, I'll show you a little bit later at the end of this video how that can be useful in family shoots and things like that, to where you can make one person skinnier if you want, which is a request I get a lot from moms, which is fun. Happy to do it. So mainly what I use this for is freckle and acne. This is a tongue twister. I never obviously use freckles, but acne, I can go right here and isolate it. And if I press spacebar, we'll see a before and after. So there's very few little blemishes here, but we'll get into some other images where it's maybe a little bit more noticeable just because of lighting. And with brides during the day, makeup can wear off, just from doing things. And then, yeah, so stray hairs. We can see here, we have 2 options for stray hairs. I'm going to jump down here really fast. We can change hair color, which I would never do. All right, right here, we have stray hair removal. Let's just crank it to all the way. And then we see within figurine outline. So what this is there's the outline, okay, which is this area here. So if I crank this all the way over, this is the outline of her hair, outside of her hair. And then this is within the figurine of her hair. So this area in here. And so this is always going to vary per scene. So if I press spacebar, we can see what it's doing. So it's considering this in here and in here. And at times this can be a little too much. It can kind of like make it look like she has a helmet hair kind of thing. But sometimes it's perfect. Headshots, it's great. People with curly hair, this doesn't really work that well because their volume disappears. So those are the main 2 things I would use this for on weddings, and then we can go over to male and select male. And Chris here, if we needed to, we could crank up the blemish removal, which he's fine. Doesn't need that. So we have to be careful with guys with facial hair because that can sometimes jump into the facial hair and they'll lose some beard and it'll get blurry and it's kind of weird. So I'm very subtle with that. But one thing that is really cool, glasses glare, boom, right here. And that's just magic. Gown, it's just crazy how fast and well that works. Pretty cool. All right, so let's jump to some other images. I want to jump more into some backlit situations. Let's see. Here we can see, oh, she didn't have a lot of stray hairs on this one. There are some I know. All right, ceremony. So we'll go right here. You can see right here. It's going to load. And I might have turned it down. Let's see. Come back down to, there we go. All right, so, oh, yeah, there we go. Press spacebar. We can see what it is capable of, and then we want to make it believable. So we'll probably back it off a little bit here and kind of find a point where it's not looking too fake, but you can see what it's doing. So I try and go through and fine tune it, and then just sync it. Command Shift S will sync it all, and just find a good point of believability on all the images. And so this is a little too much, so back it up. Back it off. Probably about there. And in some scenarios, I'll just turn it off for this section. So, because it might not suit. So if we go all the way there, let it load. Yeah, I don't know why it's not loading. Anyway, that's interesting. But then we can also see the blemish removal, what it's doing, you know, right in here. So cool. Let's jump into some other images. We'll just kind of scroll through. Here we go. And here's another subject, so we can see what the stray hair removal will do. Press spacebar, we can see right in here it's reducing it here. And then we can crank it up if we want. See how much it can do. So very powerful software. There is just so many things. I'm not going to dive into everything this software can do, but I'm just going to show you what I use it for weddings. You can, if you wanted, go down to, is it skin, I think. Let's see here. Skin retouching, and you can make someone more tan if you wanted. So if we click here, you can see the skin tone, and then we can, you know, increase it, decrease it. We can change the temperature and saturation of the skin. I mean, there are just so many things you can do. It's ridiculous. But mainly, like I said, blemishes, things like that. So I'm going to jump into one family image just so I can show you what this is capable of with individuals. And let's scroll down to some family groups. Right after the ceremony. The only thing I wish this had was a grid view, because you do have to scroll quite a ways laterally. All right, let's see. This is kind of a goofy photo. Let's find one a little more. All right, cool. So if we come here and we let this render, it takes a minute. Okay, individual. So just scan the image, and I'll just pick on dad right here. So if I pick dad, I can just do whatever I want with individually with dad as far as the retouching or anything. You've got all kinds of like body reshape, like it's an AI thing where it just, you know, changes the body. Like neck, like it just has so much stuff. Let's see here. Hair, you can make hair, if you had gray hair, you could darken it, and you can see what it's doing there. It's not good for this image, but in some images it works great. So if I just had someone with gray hair and I just wanted to make it subtle, I could just do that one, and then if I sync them, it's just gonna sync that one person across the board. So pretty insane. Great for family shoots where, like I said, if I said this before, but moms will ask me a lot of times to make them skinnier, and that's no problem. It's super easy to do. Yeah, you just come in here and just bring it in, and then sync it and make it a believable, you know, whatever you need, and you're good to go. And you want to check them. Go every 5 or 6 images, just check them, make sure that they worked. But very powerful. And when you're done, you press export, and what will happen is it'll create a subfolder, and that subfolder will go. Let's find that folder. That subfolder will go into, this was my edited pre-retouched. It'll go into here, and I've already taken these and just drag them right on top of these, and then it will just overwrite them. And then you're ready to upload. So then I just, after I'm done, upload them to PicTime, and it probably took me like 15 minutes for like a whole wedding. And with family shoots, it's less than that. And retouching for headshots is super easy. And where this really comes into play for headshots is you're adding so much light on someone in a headshot that every little like flaw or detail or stray hair is just so much more noticeable, and this just really isolates it and takes care of it. So, and you can just sync it. So check this software out. Like I said, there's a link in the description below, or a coupon code, so you can just use that to get 5% off if you do decide to use it, or just download it and play with it. So till your heart's content, and if you don't like it, don't use it. But I love it. I've been using it for, I think it's 1.5 years, and it's incredible. I use it for pretty much every shoot with a person. So thanks for watching, and let me know if this is helpful, or if you have been using this, if it's working for you, or if you have any questions about how to use it. And in future videos, if something you would like to know, I can make a video on that, just a full walkthrough. But like I said, I do have a retouching headshot video already out there that's, I think, is pretty informative. But this software is advancing every like month. It's crazy. They just keep adding features like background removal and all kinds of cool stuff. So check them out, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you.